Zombie Bitter Blossom wasn't standard playable. I think a lot of people like to write cards off without giving them a good shot. All right, blue-red friends. So this is leaning on. We've talked about this in other decks that you've seen us play. Saheeli, Sublime, Artificer, in conjunction with Karn, Scion of Urza, is just a phenomenal 1-2 punch in the standard format. So this card generates a bunch of servos, and then Karn creates these giant blockers that get bigger based on the number of artifacts you control, and then Saheeli can turn her servos into more of those Karn structs to close games out very quickly. So this deck also has Narset, just powerhouse in the format in general, good against lots of people looking to draw cards. Sarkhan allows us to pivot and close quickly, and Ugin is just a really flexible answer-all that also generates card advantage and generates board state. Malurin asks, should we play Treasure Map instead of Search for Azcanta? So Treasure Map does synergize with Karn, Scion of Urza, but Treasure Map's a card I've really not been happy with in this format. I think the fact that you have to activate it every turn and spend mana on it leaves a lot to be desired, and I think the fact that Search for Azcanta comes down and then smooths our draw without further mana investment's a big deal. This card's also more powerful than Treasure Map in the late game. This card single-handedly wins games, whereas Treasure Map just pulls you ahead a little bit. A DH Red Link with the very generous tier 2 resub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. I love your stuff. As a judge, how can I get added to the judge group in Discord? Can this get added to the green, white, X proliferate deck of the queue? It definitely can. DH Red, drop me a DM and we'll get that sorted. I appreciate you being willing to answer questions. So, your statement there, Bino, Grazer has a better body, but Elf is actual ramp. Your statement there is incorrect. Grazer is actually ramp. It's just not a mana source on its own. So, Grazer is a ramp spell, much in the same way that Growth Spiral is a ramp spell. They're both ramp spells through and through. They're just not a mana source completely on its own. Namichil with the 40 months and the tier 3. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Flibbit the Lost. We might be playing a blue-red Friends mirror here. Do I Lava Coil Flibbit? I think I actually do. Because in the event I draw lands this game, I'm actually gonna go 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think I just do that because I'm not gonna. They probably don't have many more creatures in their Planeswalker deck. That's annoying. Their gold land is Interplanar Beacon, like we have here. Whenever we cast a Planeswalker, we gain a life.
Keep an open mind.
Wow, swing and a miss. Swing, a miss, concede. Weird. Oh, maybe they just had something come up. They probably just had something come up. That happens, right? You know, doorbell rings, toddler knocks over their drink at the kitchen table. Been there. Belarja coming in hot with the 15, and Ace J, thank you for the 4 months. Everybody starts somewhere. 4 leads to 40. Why do you believe WotC no longer prints rampant growth effects? So, rampant growth effects restrict the design space of 4-mana spells you can have in the format alongside it. So, for instance, a format where you have rampant growth, you have to power down the 4 mana cards you print because they're on average going to get cast much sooner. Similarly, cards like Land War Elves, they make the 3 mana cards you can put in a format, especially ones in green, kind of questionable because you have to make them worse because of that. I don't want to fire this up in attack. How much to play the Slothbow? You mean it's like another deck today? The top deck after I'm done with this deck has 49 points. So if you wanted me to play Slothbow as an additional deck today, it would be a $50 donation. Otherwise I just stick to the queue and play them in order. Chemist's Insight here and my Sarkhan Resolving is sweet. This card is so powerful. One of my thoughts about this deck is I wonder if only having 2 Sarkhan is correct. I really love this Planeswalker.
I know my responsibility. Let's skip to the good part.
Points are a mixture of money and time. So, $1 is a point, and a day waiting to be played is a point.
Might demands power.
Are they dead? Is this 12, 15? Do I just, like, hit them with everything and double shock them? Is that crazy? Part of me thinks that's not crazy. And as always, if you have any questions about how my deck submission process works here, you can always find it here on my website. Is the face the place? I could 12 them and kill Teferi. The problem is that, like, trying to just face them... Well, they can't mortify me because I have Dovin. I think I'm going to kill the Teferi. I think it's right to kill the Teferi. Although if they have cast down here... Alright, they're probably casting me down regardless. So that's fine. They're probably doing that regardless. I'm just going to go ahead and pass back here.
Only time will tell. Not so fast.
I guess that shock is wrong there. Because now they know they can play another Teferi. I should shock at their end of turn. Should definitely shock at their end of turn. I assume this is dead. Someone call the police. There's been a robbery. Call the cops. Alrighty. As you will, Esper player. Esper control and dying with 6 cards in hand. Name a more iconic duo. Got a really, really clean sideboard plan here against control. Get to cut all these removal spells and bring in counter spells and spyglasses. Actually, do I cut these? I think I want to leave these shocks in. Shock, like, finishes off Teferi after he down ticks, and it kills Thief of Sanity if they bring that in. I cut a Karn by mistake. I think I'm gonna do that. Yeah, if Sarkhan resolves, he basically always 2-for-1's control, which is great. This looks good. Yeah, I probably should get an emote done up for when we steal games. That would probably see some use. I actually think this hand is keepable. I think this card is very, very good against Esper Control. So I get that it looks like 6 lands, but this hand actually has 4 spells in it, so I'm gonna keep. Thanks everyone for hanging out this morning, by the way. Welcome. Got 2,800 people in here, which is awesome. If you're someone who's new, you're just dropping in because you can't make it to my weekday streams, welcome. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch for doing Magic the Gathering stuff. We do pretty much all constructed Magic here. And you can find a ton of past videos of my streams on my YouTube channel, my website, jeffhoagland.com or magicesports.net. None of those are the shock that I was looking for. Yikes.
Just the trick for this.
I don't think it's right to board in a 4th shock. Do I want a 4th shock? I'm going to put in a 4th shock. I think it's good enough outside of Thief. They obviously have a bunch of Thieves on their board. They had 2 that game. They probably have 3 to 4 of them. I believe the term Phage, like Phage the Untouchable, the card that we refer to Thief of Sanity as, is a derogatory term for some specific group, I believe, that's not on the... It's on a list of filtered words on Twitch. It's not one I've ever heard used in that way before, so I don't know the exact context, but I'm pretty sure that's why it's filtered on Twitch by default. Hitting the 3rd land here is great because it means we get to play Narset on time. Munchkin, thank you very much for the 9-month resub. I appreciate the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back.
There are so many hone your prowess.
Looking for land. Alright, I mean, that's better than missing, I suppose. Alright, Karn could hopefully help us draw some lands next turn. Oh, do they have removal and they missed the stop? Because Legion Warboss things. They have removal and they missed the stop. Maybe at some point Magic Arena will fix that bug. That bug is like gonna be competing with Wall of Roots for longest lasting bug. It's really weird to me that they haven't addressed it yet. Like, the fact that how quickly they, like, added an automatic pause for things like Expansion Explosion.
Not defy the desires of an truth.
Land.
Lies beyond vision.
If we had a land there, Sarkhan would have let us hit this. I don't know that we're gonna be able to beat this Ugin as is. Oh, well, this game will get added to my autobiography 26 lands later. Yikes. There is an automatic pause for expansion.
Secrets manifest before you.
Is this deck competitive? I have no idea. This is our first match with it. And we're currently dying because we're not drawing land, so I don't know that it's really a good metric for how good or bad it is. Someone let the Shuffler Truthers know. It's out there. It's out there, chat. I'm chump blocking here because if I draw a land, I want to Sarkhan, smack their Ugin. They have a veto here. I'm probably going to concede.
No sword can pierce my scales. Look to the skies.
Narset looks good in red. She's beautiful. Do do do. Do 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 do. Be do 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 do. Be do 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 do. Dragon on dragon violence, right? Wow, they're just ignoring my Sarkhan. That must mean they have a removal spell for him, right?
Watch this.
I won't forget our time together.
Do we take them ignoring Sarkhan as they have a removal spell? So if that's the case, I want to just downtick this, right?
Magnificent.
My mana's just really rancid here. Just can't play 2 spells this turn no matter how I slice it. I can like shock this and attack a mobile district at Ugin. Maybe I was just supposed to do that actually. Maybe I was supposed to, like, shock this, activate Mobilized District plus Sarkhan, and, like, guaranteed take the Ugin off the table, and then maybe I get back into it from there. I think that was actually probably the line. I think that's what I should have done. I should have plussed this, that way I had 2 lethal attackers coming at Ugin. Like, the problem here is I lose a land. I guess if they have, like, Cast Down and Mortify, it just doesn't matter. But the problem is, like, now I'm even further behind. I'm, like, 2 lands off of playing my own Ugins now. Maybe they don't have 2 removal spells this turn and I take their Ugin off the table with my dragons. Alright, do we block the left one or the right one, chat? Which one has their good card under it? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by his toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Alright, we'll block that one. Got it.
I fear no pain.
I've played Ugin before. They're both lands. Oh, you meant stage left. Sorry. I thought you meant house left. He's dead, Jim. You've killed him.
Lost. A foolish move. Truth lies beyond vision.
Great. Maybe they have nothing here. Maybe they have nothing and this Ugin's about to die. So you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. So what I say is my favorite deck to play right now. I really love the Bant Bow deck. It is a lot of fun. Bant Bow deck is definitely 10 out of 10 my pick for. They might just have huge tracts of land. They might just have huge tracts of land. I think I just pass. I think I just like hold up Disdainful Stroke and like activate Azcanta if they don't give me something to stroke. Alright. I mean, I guess that makes sense. They probably have like D-Sparks and stuff. Sure, I said activate Azcanta if they don't give us something to stroke, Greaseball. But they gave us something to stroke, so we didn't activate Azcanta. Secrets manifest before you. The Elder Spell. Well, I'm super happy that they were stuck holding an Elder Spell in their hand while we dumpstered them with Legion Warboss. That's thoroughly fitting. So, I put Nullhide in the deck because, on paper, Nullhide is a card that's good against both red aggro and control. It's also just, like, kind of just a great card in general. And if you don't have a lot of non-creatures, you make green mana, it's probably worth playing. But I wanted a threat that was annoying for control to deal with and something that was chunky to block aggro. Sure. I cannot believe we're winning this game. Magic is weird.
I summon you.
Yeah, they're actually just dead to Mobilized District, right? I have Negate up. I do love me control decks that can close the game out. Sarkhan is so good. I think not playing 3 Sarkhan is wrong in this deck. He is like crazy good when he's good. And like the thing, like when we talk about Sarkhan and being good or bad, it like the floor on Sarkhan is really high. Like if you draw too many of him, he just like gains a little bit of life and makes a 4/4, which is like still pretty reasonable. Like Shivan Dragon Plus is like pretty decent. Sanda's great. I don't know, Greaseball. I mean, there was a lot of variance on both sides of that game, if you remember the whole thing. Like, I missed my 4th land for a while, and my 5th land. We fumbled and bumbled a good deal. Gosh, if they're like a Drake's deck, we got the game 1 Narset. Their Reclamation deck, we've got a game 1 Narset. Oh no! Not Augur of Bolas. Oh no. The green-red deck is very reasonable against red aggro. No, the green-red Pigbo deck was really bad. In fact, we stopped playing it after like a half hour with the conclusion this is much worse than the Sarkhan deck. Yeah, Brant, if you watch that whole game, there was some variance on both sides. I thought Augur drew a card. It's like cheating. How did Augur draw a card? All right, well, we found our tracks of land we were missing last game. Where's the Bant Bow list with Ferox? It's in my deck editor. Not currently in the deck queue. So we're looking for a shock or a lava coil here, ideally. Well, there's a lava coil on suspend 1. Yeah, Dovin was very good game 1. Opponent doesn't like our Planeswalker, chat. Our opponent doesn't appreciate our Planeswalker. I think I want Fiery Cannonade. I probably want that as a way to clean up their Saheeli tokens. Callous Dismissal seems a little narrow. I actually think I could probably afford to trim Opt a lot of the time in this deck, because this is a 26 land deck. And I know, famous last words, just going to cut Opts and get screwed, but I think on average that's probably an okay cut. Let's give this a go. I dare you to cut an Opt now. Stand's fine. Not amazing, but fine. Sultai Diviner was very good. It was a lot of fun. It was a kind of unique deck. I'm probably going to put it up on my website this weekend. Definitely worth going back and watching if you think might be interested in what the deck's doing. So I'm actually going to wait a turn to play the Search for Azcanta because my opponent's not doing anything, and I think there's a good chance they have Spell Pierce in their deck. So I think I'd rather wait with this Azcanta since I guaranteed to have the land rather than run it into a Spell Pierce I can otherwise play around. Also, by not playing into what my opponent's doing nothing here, I do just like they have to move to hand size. So if they have a Negate here, I feel bad, but if they don't have Negate, this is exciting. So now, Azcanta can really potentially turn this flood around for us by increasing our card quality here. Well, so this feels like a great example of, you know, we're 3-0, but like they're both like we have like 2 concessions so far. So I don't really know how I feel about the deck yet because we've only like played a match and a half. Hey, Solar Exalted, thank you for the 3-month resub. I appreciate the quarter of a year. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. It's not amazing, but fine. Perfect. I'd love a third land. Dovin's interesting. In a lot of ways, he's a bad removal spell, but in other ways, the fact that he's a bad removal spell that isn't textless against control is a big deal. Alright, Solar Beacon, I believe in you. Interplanar Beacon. You are gonna pull us through the darkness that is the mono red deck. He answers Gideon. Like, he only answers Gideon if you kill them eventually. think I'm going to be a little bit aggressive in bottom decks. We have Shocks and Lava Coils that I would like to hit here. Second Beacon's not terrible either. Yeah, that's true too, Greaseball. Without knowing the context of their hand, it can be hard to know, like, exactly how much he's doing. What he is definitely doing here is gaining a minimum of... He's just going to gain a bunch of life here, right? Because, like, this is going to happen. He's going to down tick on here. And costing the red deck mana efficiency is not negligible. So, like, he's going to cost them mana efficiency, which is a big deal. I would imagine Phoenix does not come in against Reclamation in mono red. That card's kind of... Phoenix is in your sideboard for the really removal-heavy decks, I would venture to guess. What are the odds the Runaway Steamkin is bigger than the Gitu Lava Runner High? I think I want a Saheeli before I Narset.
Well, not.
Alright, so Dovin gained 2 when I cast him, 6. Dovin gained 9. Dovin gained 9. Not bad.
I knew you needed one. No problem fire can't solve.
Ugin is so busted. Oh gosh, this is him cast the Whirly Boy. Why didn't they remove their counters and cast their Whirly Boy? I'm so confused. I'll take it, but I'm confused. So if I play this, if I play Narset, I still can't activate this turn, so I think I'm just gonna play Karn. I think I'm actually just sending him up here.
I'll make use of that later.
So like next turn, I can Narset,
It's just gonna be bad for you.
and I can Narset, Shock, and activate Mobilized District if I untap with my stuff. That's an experimental frenzy. That's a little scary. So I've got a lot of good stuff going on my side of the table, but so do they. Yikes. Well, if they want Karn to gain a bunch, they can attack everything in him. Yep. Yep. My face is the place for a party, chap. Yep.
This will aid us.
How do you mentally account for it when evaluating the deck? I would assume I lost this game. If my opponent would have cast their spell there, I almost certainly would have lost. Huh? I think it's Opt, right? Because Opt will make a token for this later. Well, my turn this turn is activate Mobilized District and Shock.
Let's light it up.
I guess Dismissal does technically get rid of Steam Can, huh? I don't know, I feel like I have to destroy this Frenzy though, right? Like, am I winning this game if they keep this Frenzy? Like, is that a thing? Like, how do I possibly win without Ugining this Frenzy at some point? So, I get to go block, double block, chump block. Am I dead? How do I lose to Chandra, chat? How do I lose to Chandra? If Ugin right here.
I am ancient.
Yeah, alright. Alright, yeah, when they blew up the Frenzy, they put us into the lead. When they blew up the Frenzy, they put us into the lead. I actually think I want Spyglass to turn off Chandra. Seems like not unreasonable. Yeah, that game really showed how good Dovin was. Although, again, I do think we would have lost had my opponent done the correct thing with their Chain Whirler. I think I'd rather have these negates than the ops. Again, like, my deck has enough lands in it that, like, I don't need the ops to hit land drops consistently most games. And I think I don't have time to cast this card a lot of the time. Well, I mean, even if they hadn't used it during combat, it still would have died Greaseball. My opponent popped their Frenzy, and then we Ugined and killed their Chandra. Yeah, both of these lands are very good. Athorisar, thank you for the 11-month resub. And I really think one of the things that adds so much depth and complexity to this format is that the standard design team has done a really good job of both giving us good mana that you can play 3-color decks in, while simultaneously giving us these good utility lands like Blast Zone and Mobilized District and all these other ones that you're rewarded or encouraged to play fewer than 3 colors, right? So while the ability to play lots of colors is there, there's incentive to not do that because of the other tools you gain access to. Which I think is just fantastic game design on their part, for sure. Playing Beacon here is my land on 2, because if I draw another Beacon, I want to gain 2 next turn. I'm going to lead on Saheeli here. The Dovin making their spells cost more sooner could be relevant, but I think I'd rather get a trigger off of Saheeli with him. So, we don't even have... Our deck doesn't even have 4 copies of Interplanar Beacon in it, and I think Karn's Bastion is worse than Interplanar Beacon and Mobilized District. So, I don't think I would play a copy of Karn's Bastion until I've maxed out on those other cards. I'm just going to go ahead and Shivan Fire this here rather than use my Dovin down tick. Because remember, Dovin's got a finite amount of loyalty, so... Which is another weird thing, you know, but it's weird in a good way too from a design perspective, in my opinion. The Planeswalkers in this set where it's not always right to activate their loyalty ability each turn, definitely as someone who's played Magic for a long time, is a real change of pace, right? It's like, well, historically speaking, it's like always right to do the thing, and now it's like, well, it's sometimes right to do the thing. Stop it. Like to cast Narset and still be able to use my Mobilized District. Thank you. I think I'm going to take the Lava Coil here, just in case they have, like, Rekindling Phoenix or a threat. And I have this as a jump blocker, should they rip something with haste, so I'm actually just going to go ahead and get in here with Mobilized District. Just, like, start closing. Might be a little aggressive, but I think it's fine with the token in play. Sure. Happy I took Lava Coil off of that.
Do better.
I have just the trick for this.
So, small missequencing on my part here. If I would have activated Mobilized District before down-ticking my Narset, I would have been able to attack with it this turn, and now I cannot. We're only playing tier 1 decks in ranked now because of your current rank. We're only playing decks that I feel I know are good. So like the Sultai Diviner deck we played earlier today, we played 2 matches in an event, and then we played the next 3 matches in the ranked queue. It's gonna be a mix of the 2 basically. Gosh, Chain Whirler's a good draw here.
You will not dissuade
If
me
that's
from
your
battle.
best, I needn't worry.
That's great. Sign me up. So, hopefully, I can finish in the top 1,000 this month, and then next month, I won't need to finish in anything, and we can just play everything on the ladder again.
Guess you don't need me
I'm gonna go ahead and down-tick this on here.
The fault is not in our stars.
I have a backup anyways.
Ourselves.
Like, not a big deal. And now they attack one of my dorks. I jump block with this. Creature, this card puts Mutavault to shame on some of these board states. Good golly. It's just so good.
We're studying contrasts. I'm excellent, and you're, well, not.
If you finish in the top 1,000 on the ladder every other month, you get an invite to a Magic qualifier for the Arena Mythic Championship. There's no technical reason. It's just the way I refer to things. Electron, there isn't a magic reason for the difference in how I describe them. Hey, Bling Bam, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. If you're not maintaining a win rate above 50% in Mythic, you're not going to make the top 1,000. So, if your win rate is above 50%, how far above 50% is going to dictate how much time it takes you. So, someone who's... There's definitely a time factor, but someone who's better at Magic is going to get to spend less time. Well, I appreciate that, Bling Blam. And remember, if you haven't checked it out already and you're looking for more awesome decks, if you're first time around here, my website, jeffhoagland.com or magicesports.net, has a fantastic selection of both deck lists and videos of me playing those decks up there. So you can get a feel for what something looks like before you invest your very valuable wildcards into it. I just sleeved up the Esper deck Jeff was playing this morning, and I went from 95% to top 500. Nice, Equinox. I think that Esper Narset build is very good, especially where we finished with the Oath of Kaias. Oath of Kaya is like... Oath of Kaya is one of those cards in this set that, like, I was expecting it to be good, but not great, and it's definitely great. We're 4-0 in this event, but 2 of the match wins were people conceded. So, I don't... We're like 2-0 in matches actually played, which is not bad. We're just not like saying we're... I feel like saying we're 4-0 is disingenuous. Yeah, and I mean, that's part of the reason why I decided to pop on today, Rich. Weekends where there's no big event going on are usually a decent time to be streaming. And, like, I think Nox isn't streaming today either. I think I'm actually going to bin that. Maybe I'm supposed to keep it because it makes Mobilized District cheaper down the line, but it's not very good against an opponent who's going wide, and my opponent's deck likely doesn't have that many instants or sorceries in it, so his static ability is not likely to be relevant. Yeah, it looks like they're playing some kind of black-white vampires deck.
Oh, I'll craft something special for you.
I think I'm in for Narset here. And now the question becomes, do I want to play her? I think I do. So I can shock, I get a token when I play her, and then I shock something else to make another token. And then I block 2 others, so I should be able to keep my Planeswalkers alive here on the back of shock. Yeah, one of my subs realized that magicesports.net was a domain name that was unpurchased, so they bought it and forwarded it to my website. As a wonderful joke, which I appreciate. What's my favorite flavor of Linux? Definitely Ubuntu. I am coming at you live from an Ubuntu 1804 system with an XFCE desktop. They are unfortunately going to get to flip Legion's Landing here, which kind of sucks. Yeah, I'm streaming from Wine. Magic Arena runs very well on Wine. Unlike many adults in the world, Magic Arena runs well while on Wine. I'm gonna bin that and try and flip this sooner. Let's activate this and see where we go. Checking out your GitHub. There is a lot of stuff on my GitHub. In a previous life, I was an open source software contributor. Not too much these days anymore, though. So Callous, I could like Lava Coil plus Callous to clean these up. I'm just gonna Karn. Let's just Karn.
I will fight for my choice well chosen.
Sweet. Karn finding us lands is great. Correct. Yeah, I need to actually, I've been meaning to send an email about the magicesports.com. I would say I was surprised that WotC didn't purchase those domain names, but I'm not surprised, so that would be a lie. We have a Conclave Tribunal coming down here. Pengu Power, thank you very much for the $10 tip. Been struggling out of gold this season, and I made it to Plat undefeated with Bant Bow last night. Let's add it back to the queue. I want to see how Nullhide Ferox fits in. Thank you for the support, and congrats on plowing through to Plat. Oh, they're taking my search, really? Okay. Interesting. I'm gonna hold on to the Opt for now. And the reason why I want to hold on to the Opt is for this right here. So, by holding on to the Opt, I get to go Saheeli into Lava Coil into Opt. And this is gonna let my Karn Struct become fairly large here to block these tokens profitably. And I can opt to make this a 3/3 at instant speed, which is sweet. They said Bant Bow, Socio Penguin, which I actually added to my website last night. Yeah, the auto tapper didn't use Beacon for the Planeswalker, but that didn't really matter because the rest of my spells lined up fine. I took note of what it wanted to do before I let it do its thing, as you always should. So, next turn, if we get to untap with this Karn, I get to downtick, grab Ugin, Shatter, Conclave Tribunal, get my search back. Although it might just be right to start plussing Ugin and making my own 2/2s to brawl in combat. Depending on how they attack with these tokens, I may or may not trade off my Saheeli tokens. Definitely gonna depend on what they do here. If they attack in a way that I can keep Karn alive without trading these off, they're attacking everything at Karn. Yep. Callous Dismissal actually reads bounce something, make 2 tokens. See, I think I actually want to do this to keep Karn alive. This Karn. This does mean I lose all of these, but Karn's gonna turn into an Ugin here in a second when he's all grown up.
You stop.
That's a lot of tokens.
What was lost is now returned.
What is lost is now returned. So do I Ugin and plus, or do I Callous Dismissal? I think I'm gonna Ugin and plus, actually. I think this is a pretty good, hey, look, a distraction. So, like, if they want to take the Ugin off the table, they have to overcommit into attacking to him. We're really hoping to keep fading, like, Lord effects here. Like, if they have, like, the 2-mana Vampire Lord that, like, gives all their guys +1/+1, or, like, another Radiant Destiny, we're actually going to be in a lot of trouble. Yikes. Huh. So they gave us a choose your own adventure book here. We can save one of our planeswalkers. Who do we love the most? Gosh, it's probably... the problem is if I save, yeah, I think I wanna save Saheeli. It also lets me double block and trade off for one of these. I don't have any sweepers in my main though, so I don't know that I'm really drawing to a lot here. Looking for a Lava Coil to kill this. If I would have found a Lava Coil to kill this, my Mobilized District would have profitable blocks inside of combat, but we didn't, so we don't. Yeah, I think we needed to draw some spells there in order to be in this game. I think the fact that we hit a bunch of lands, yeah, super did. Alrighty. Onward, upward, backward, forward to the next one. Some Shivan Fires, some Fiery Cannonades. I think again. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry, having desk issues. Callous Dismissal seems a little medium. Actually, Dovin sounds rancid, right? Because they go wide and, hey, J-Ray, thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. On honor of today's great performance, let's put Sultai Diviner back in the deck queue, please. I'm thrilled with all the changes you made and very happy with how it turned out from when I originally submitted. Well, thanks for the support. Yeah, I'm happy to re-add that one. I, too, am happy with what we ended. I think I want these other things. I think the black cards are much worse than just playing 3 free. I think Negate's just a little narrow. Maybe it's better than Opt. I'm not sure I'm in love with Opt in this list in general. I almost feel like I'd rather just have like a third search for Azcanta. And then I want like a third search for Azcanta and some other actual spells. Does the first fort warrant us bringing in Spyglass? That's an interesting question. It might, actually. Yeah, so, like, generally speaking, from a Magic Theory perspective, you want cards like Opt in decks where you're going to be cheating on lands most of the time. And in a deck like this, where in a deck like this where we want to play a bunch of lands because we have all these utility lands, I feel like Opt really leaves a lot to be desired. Hey, Cobland, thank you for the 9-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Sure, but that deck, you just gave 2 reasons why, why that deck wants Opt, right?
I will cross your demise.
Ooh, that's a good draw. So I get to, I get to Lava Coil this plus Search for Azcanta, I think, here. Just generate 2 blockers. Yeah, Saheeli's, like, not the primary focus. She's just, like, generate some board state. Like, we're not a Drake's deck, right? We're not trying to, like, turbo through. We're not trying to, like, turbo through our deck, basically. Hey, Shaman. Well, I appreciate the 10. Thanks for keeping me around. Candy for later. Yeah, each of these tokens turn into damage, right? You had to open your mouth, Pike. You had to open your mouth and say something, didn't you? Alright, so I'm gonna double block here. And then when they pay life, I'm gonna Fiery Cannonade. And they didn't pay life for the other one again. So we got rid of one of them, so we got that going for us. So a land tier is actually incredibly good. It lets us Ugin. Mobilized District, sign me up.
Beyond vision.
Rude.
Too many unreliable.
There, we got a couple more Cannonades in our deck. See, I really disagree with you, Greaseball. I also think the people that are touting Opt... So, Opt is a card that helps you find an okay mix of lands and spells, but Opt is not Ponder. Opt is not Preordain. Opt is not a good cantrip. Opt doesn't provide powerful card selection. Opt doesn't really dig us to specific cards. No, I want to just kill their things that they can't keep bringing back. So I'm going to go block, and then I'm going to Shivan Fire this. Yeah, that's the correct way to think about Opt. Opt is basically a card that makes your deck smaller while still having 60 cards. And I'm saying in a deck like this, Opt making our deck smaller, basically... basically means that Cannonade's not terrible here. Cannonade along with Mobilized District and the Dragon from here actually means that we might kill our opponent if they pay life for these. Which, again, this is why I kind of want more Sarkhans in this deck.
Listen to them roar. Come on.
I kind of want more Sarkhan in this deck because, good golly, does he let you pivot? Would you like to save your friends? Yeah, it's a good morning, JPads, for sure. And this is one of the reasons why I think Sarkhan's so good in this deck, is Sarkhan is a card that, like, blue-red can't be a perfect control deck, because we just don't have enough good answers. However, blue-red with the ability to pivot when your answers are no longer good is really powerful. And, like, Sarkhan's a card that makes that pivot happen really quickly.
I can create.
You could maybe argue I should make a 2/2 here. I'd like my search for Azcanta back. Is this good enough? Like I've been saying, I really don't love this card. Maybe Negate is fine. I really don't feel like I have the room to hold up Negate in this matchup, though. I'm going to leave a couple of Callous Dismissals in, because killing their tokens and making a token of our own seems fine. Hey, Raverix. I know there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for sending your Prime this way this month and keeping myself employed. Hope you're having a great weekend. I had to use Prime to ask this. Have you played Spark Double and Super Friends much? It's been a really stellar card. Yeah, so the problem with Spark Double is that Spark Double is what I would often describe as a win more card, which is to say that when you're in a position where Spark Double is good, usually it means you have a powerful threat in play to begin with. And if you already have a powerful threat in play to begin with, why do I need Spark Double to, like, make me win even more? So, like, cards that tend to only be good when you're already ahead tend to not be great cards in general. Didn't get a Dontoad. Fist bump. One card I've been impressed with that we did play 1 and 2 copies of in an Esper Friends list that we played the other day is that, and obviously this doesn't help with Saheeli, but Oath of Teferi is a card that I found is sweet, especially in Esper, because Oath of Teferi synergizes with blinking these planeswalkers that only tick down, and by, like, using your Oathakaya again and stuff like that. So it gives you, like, it gives you 2 copies of a planeswalker virtually in a lot of ways, but at the same time, it also, it does a little bit more than that. Hyper Train, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good weekend. Do I do deck donations? Yeah, pretty much everything we play here on this stream is a deck donation. You can find out all the details on how to submit a deck on my website here. And you can find all the decks that are coming up on my website at the deck key link. It's over 3,000! Welcome back, dear Sushi. Do I do this? I want to do this. Hey, look, a distraction.
My creations are things of beauty.
Things of beauty. Yikes. Probably dead here. The combination of stumbling and not really having answers to deal with Adanto Vanguard is a tough nut to crack. We're nowhere near being in a position to pivot into a more aggressive role here, which probably means we're gonna die. The Winding Road, doling out some sub-gifties. Welcome to our new members of Hooglandia. Enjoy the gift of speech.
Time to come up with a new plan.
Time to come up with a new plan. Huh? Alright, I think I'm just passing here. And I'm going to plan to block inside of combat and then Fiery Cannonade to take nothing this turn. Keep my health total high. Oh, this lets them flip Legion's Landing. That's bad. That's a mistake on my part. I should have just taken 4 here. I wasn't thinking about that one tucked over there. So I don't take any damage now, but they have a Legion's Landing, which probably means I'm dead. This card pumping out 2/2s is, yep. Yeah, alright. I mean, it's a good draw, I guess. Well, I mean, if there was a series of draws that could keep us in the game after I messed up and let them flip the Adanto first for it, running Fiery Cannonades were definitely it. Alright, so we're dead. So we've died. Got it? Excellent. Excellent. I mean, like, that's our out, right? Weren't the vampires looking for the immortal sun? It's definitely on flavor. Alright. So you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Bi-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do 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 do. I mean, I don't think we're winning still. I'm pretty sure we're still dead, right? The run goods had to stop somewhere, right? The run goods had to stop somewhere. We couldn't continue running that hot indefinitely. Did they really just attack my card? Deal.
I have let my friends down.
And my mistake from earlier is gonna haunt us, right? My mistake from earlier is gonna haunt us. Oh no. It's also worth noting that, like, my opponent only had 6 mana to cast the Immortal Sun because of this card. So, like, and this is one of those things where it's like, it's one of the things that makes Magic so difficult to get better at in a lot of ways, because the reason why I lost that game is because I let them flip a Danto and gain access to extra mana there like they did. So, like, if I play a slightly earlier turn better, the game doesn't snowball to give them the extra mana to allow them to get the Immortal Sundown as soon as they did. And if they don't get the Immortal Sundown exactly when they did, I'm then able to get a couple of more Planeswalker activations in, and we were really close to closing that game out. So if I get a couple more in, it probably pushes me over the top. Opponent's Tokens deck was sweet, though. Like, it seems like a deck that's able to leverage both parts of Immortal Sun nicely. The best way to see my favorite decks that I flag every day are to go to my website and click videos, then there's a favorites tab. So you click the arrow next to the videos drop down and there's favorite, standard, modern, legacy. It's a chunky boy. Land War Elves is so good. You cannot check your sideboard during a game on Magic Arena, as far as I'm aware. It took them like 6 years to add that feature to Magic Online, so. Hey, wave.
Hi.
You have elephants on your legs.
On my pants.
I mean, your pants are on your legs, to be fair.
Maybe.
This is my prettier half, chat. Rising Toast coming in hot with the Twitch Prime support. Welcome, welcome.
Just the trick.
Thanks for keeping me around.
They said you should play better, honey.
They said I should play better. I prefer being luckier.
Happy weekend, chat.
Behold!
So, Narset's alive. Alright, deal. So we're hoping to rip a land here so we can hit our own Sarkhan.
Hone your prowess.
Lava Coil's not a bad rip here.
What's a gamer dab one? I think that was supposed to be What's a gamer dab?
I have no idea.
I'm not
So, Sarkhan plus this dragon token means that their mana dorks can't attack this turn because Sarkhan's text says that that would make them sad.
dab done by what's a dab?
I will consume them.
That didn't answer my
Watch
question.
this. Listen to them roar.
I feel like I'm supposed to trade dragons here. Actually, I could just eat this. This leaves me dead to double Lightning Strike or Collision plus Shock. But next turn, I can go Saheeli, Lava Coil this, plus my Sarkhan smash into their Planeswalker. And then I think we actually end up in an okay spot here if we don't die this turn.
They say you know what dab is.
It's where you do the arm thing.
The arm thing.
The dragon does not lose.
Like a yeet, but except what's a yeet?
It's like, yeah. Honey, we have children. You need to learn what these things are. I think we're actually en route to stabilization here, huh? They're down to all X1s, and like I have an X1 factory and an Ugin coming up. That's actually pretty impressive. I did not think we were gonna be in this game after their start.
Impossible.
Are you a bad guy, honey? It's like bad guy horns.
We are. This is the evil guy, but this is the most expensive avatar in the store, so we use this one to flex our wallet.
Good. Glad you're flexing your wallet.
You gotta flex the wallet, babe. You gotta let the plebeians know that they're worse off than we are. All right, so what are we supposed to trim here? Some amount of Narset can probably come out. This is actually a matchup where Dovin's downtick seems pretty good because they have a lot of just single individually powerful threats. And then I probably just trim the ops because they're filler again. That seems reasonable. I don't think this is a Cannonade matchup. While they have a lot of mana dorks, most of their stuff is bigger than this.
I found a new parent hack today.
Chat, the beautiful thing about my job is that my most expensive avatar in the store is tax deductible. You found what?
A new parent hack.
Found a parent hack? What's that?
Yeah, Declan, we drove past Panera and he really wanted mac and cheese. So I found Panera mac and cheese at the grocery store.
You found Panera mac and cheese at the grocery store. God bless.
And he believes that the people at Panera just delivered it there for us to get.
I mean...
So it's like a quarter of the cost.
And like
and I don't have to go to Panera.
And in a roundabout way... Yikes. That's, huh. I have a lot of lands in my deck. I want to be a little bit greedy and ditch this. I think I just want to kill Paradise Druid here.
That's a business expense.
I found some bits between the cushions of my digital couch. Thanks for the support, Stufa.
Oh, have at it, boys.
I wish the cards were animated.
Some of the cards are shiny.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, a bunch of them are. These are premium versions of cards.
Of course. Gotta flex your wallet.
Gotta flex. See, you get it. You understand. See, chat, she's a quick learner. That's why I keep her. Yikes. Kinda feeling like we're just dead here. Legion Warboss kind of changes the dynamic on whether or not I want Fiery Cannonade in my deck, I think.
We won't answer our other guilds.
I've burned all my Lava Coils.
That was cool.
Yeah, they do have animations when they come in. This is a real Magic video
I like
game.
that card. It's pretty.
It is pretty.
I want a Phoenix.
It has a full art version, too. See, my opponent doesn't have a pretty full art version.
Do you have a pretty full art?
Of course I have a pretty full art version.
Can I see it?
After we finish the match.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Fiery Cannonade coming on in. I think this is not an Narset matchup. I have a hard time defending her. I would love to play first. Scion needs to draw some lands, but hopefully this won't be an inclusion in my autobiography 26 lands later. Ooh, we're so lucky. I like how the Mobilized District cheers. It's like, yeah, Jeff made a land drop, yeah. All right, pick it up.
My life as a game girl, Jeff Hoagland's story.
Yep. Land. We're never lucky, honey. Never lucky.
You should consider being lucky.
Magic is much easier when you're lucky. If we miss again here, I'm probably going to pack it in. I don't think we're going to beat Cindervines plus Chandra.
Pack it in.
Oh,
Right.
it's you burning.
So you're saying there's a chance. Alright, and then Karn hopefully digs us to lands. He's generally a landlord. Interplanar Beacon would be ideal so we can start gaining some life back. Wow, they gave us the Mobilized District. It's kind of surprising. I'm not going to attack the Chandra. Ideally, we're just going to hit our next 2 land drops, then Ugin her on 6.
Fire can't solve.
That is super aggressive. That explains why they put the shock over here, I guess. I'm just gonna send him up since I have Cannonade and Lava Coil here. Beacon is awesome. And in fact, I'm gonna play Beacon out here. And my health total is so important because of these Cindervines. I might actually down tick Karn and get another Beacon next turn just to buffer as much as possible.
Did you really say that?
Yeah, probably at some point.
It's a family show.
This is a family show. Listen, when I said that quote, we were pretty far from a family show. Don't Collision Colossus me. Don't Colossus me. Don't Colossus me. Don't do it. Have a heart. Alright, the goblins are gone.
How come some of the cards are rounded on the bottom?
What do you mean?
This is gonna be bad for you.
Oh, you mean
Special
these are
type.
squares and these are tall? So planeswalkers are full like this, non-planeswalkers are not. Oh, you mean like this? Those are tokens.
Nothing is ever truly.
So Chandra's gonna ult next turn, so we need to nip that in the bud. But then next turn, we should be able to Lava Coil this, plus have Mobilized District kill Sarkhan, hopefully. These Cinder Vines might end up being the death of us, though.
It's over when I say it's over.
Oh, those are abilities.
Yeah, Keo, he's not super bright. I gave up. I'm not playing.
They are coming.
Yikes. Oh, they're hitting my planeswalkers. Deal. Dealerino.
This is not my first ending.
You may regret that choice.
It's raining today.
It's raining.
Yeah.
That's sad.
We went into the store and it was not raining, and when we came out of the store, it was pouring rain. Your children did not enjoy it. They have a serious aversion to being wet.
I think we're dead here. So I'm one mana short of activating this to kill here. The Cinder Vine is just a little bit too much.
You conceded again?
Yeah, we died.
You're bad at this.
We're definitely. Hey, listen. Ranked worldwide right now, we are number 35. We're kind of a big deal, wife.
Yeah, okay.
We're kind of a big deal.
AKA, you play a lot?
she knows how it works. So we went 4-2 in the event, but like 2 of those matches were like we didn't really fully play them out. You want to see the Phoenix?
Mm-hmm.
There's the full art Phoenix.
How is that full art? There's text on it.
Well, there's the borderless, I guess, is the
I
correct
like
one.
how it moves, though.
Yeah, it's where they're very, very well done.
That's cool.
All things considered, this build felt very similar to the blue-white Zach Elsick build that we played, in that I felt like I didn't have a good way to pivot fully in the late game, and also I felt like I didn't have enough sustained sources of card advantage. Like, we have Ugin, but he's just really expensive. He's just a lot more mana than Teferi. Not having a real sweeper or quality answers like Mortify hurts a lot as well. I feel like if I was looking to improve this, the easiest cut, if I was looking to improve this while staying in 2 colors, the easiest cut would be Ops. I would definitely go up and search for Azcanta, because this will help smooth out our draws in a similar way, but it's also going to help add some of that late game card inevitability by generating us 2 cards per turn. I think I'd also go up on a Sarkhan, so that way we can pivot a little bit faster in the late game or have more sources of things that like really punch the opponent. That being said, I kind of feel like even with as good as Mobilized District is, it doesn't make a lot of sense to just stay in 2 colors in this deck. So we played a very similar list that was a Jeskai configuration that's actually up on my website. And gaining access to 3 free as well as Solar Blaze and Dovin Fido, I think Solar Blaze and 3 free especially just go a long way towards answering problem permanents. And then you gain things like Demystify out of the sideboard for answering problems like enchantments. So I think the blue-red deck could be okay, but I think if you're trying to be as competitive as possible while staying with a similar shell, I would definitely just prefer to play this Jeskai deck.
I think it's too many colors.
You think it's too many colors?